Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in? Or met an acquaintance whose name vanished from your mind at the most awkward moments? Most of us in these situations just sigh and say, "I have a bad memory." But what if I told you that a bad memory doesn't exist? What if your memory isn't a hard drive that you're given at birth with a fixed capacity, but rather a muscle? A muscle that can and should be trained, and you can do it at any age. Today, we're going to break down the scientific user manual for your brain and learn how to turn it into a true supercomputer. At the heart of it all is an amazing property of our brain, neuroplasticity. This is its ability to physically change throughout life, to create new connections between neurons, strengthen old ones, and get rid of unnecessary ones. Every time you learn something new, you are literally rebuilding your brain. So forget the myth that it's too late in old age. Your brain is ready to change right now. Let's divide our training into 3 key blocks: the foundation, caring for the body; the techniques, software for your brain; and the environment, the right operating conditions. Part 1. The foundation, the 3 pillars of supermemory. Before installing cool programs on a computer, you need to make sure its hardware is in order. It's the same with your brain, and here there are 3 main components. First, sleep, the nightly librarian. Imagine your brain is a huge library. During the day, all the new books, memories, facts, and impressions are simply piled up chaotically at the entrance. This pile is your hippocampus, the center of short-term memory. And at night, during deep sleep, a diligent librarian gets to work. He takes each book, sorts it, and places it on the correct shelf in the vast repository, your cerebral cortex, the center of long-term memory. If you don't sleep, the librarian doesn't show up for work. The books remain in a chaotic pile at the entrance, and by the next day, most of them are simply lost. This is why it's so hard to remember anything after a sleepless night. Scientific studies show that the process of memory consolidation happens specifically during sleep. So 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is not a luxury, but a mandatory condition for a good memory. Second, diet, fuel for thought. Your brain, although it weighs only about 2% of your body mass, consumes over 20% of all your energy, and it's very picky about what you feed it. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish, walnuts, and flax seeds. These are the building blocks for the membranes of your neurons. Without them, the brain can't build new cells and connections. Antioxidants and flavonoids, blueberries, dark chocolate, green tea, and broccoli. This is the anti-corrosion protection for your brain. They protect cells from damage by free radicals, slowing down aging. Studies show that a diet rich in these substances is directly linked to improved cognitive function. Third, physical exercise, fertilizer for your neurons. When you exercise, especially aerobic activities, running, swimming, or brisk walking, your brain starts producing an amazing substance, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Remember this acronym. BDNF is like a miracle fertilizer for your neurons. It stimulates the growth of new nerve cells and the creation of new connections, especially in the hippocampus. Numerous studies have proven that people who exercise regularly have a physically larger hippocampus than those who lead a sedentary lifestyle. Just 30 to 40 minutes of exercise 3 to 4 times a week can reverse brain aging. Part 2. The techniques. Upgrading the software. So, our hardware is in order. It's time to install some advanced software. Mnemonic techniques. First, the memory palace, method of loci. This technique was used by ancient Greek orators. The essence is simple. You mentally attach the information you need to remember to a place you know well. Your apartment, your house, your route to work. Let's try it. You need to remember a shopping list. Milk, bread, eggs, bananas. Imagine you walk into your apartment. Milk. In the hallway, instead of a rug, is a river of milk you have to jump over. Bread. You go into the living room, and your sofa is made of a giant loaf of bread. Eggs. You go to the bathroom, and it's filled to the brim with chicken eggs. Bananas.
You look out the window and bananas are falling from the sky instead of rain. The more absurd, funny, and vivid the picture, the better it will be remembered. When you're in the store, you just need to mentally walk through your apartment and all the images will pop into your memory. World memory champions use this method to remember the order of hundreds of playing cards. Second, spaced repetition, the enemy of cramming. The German psychologist Ebbinghaus discovered the forgetting curve back in the 19th century. It shows that we forget more than 50% of new information within the first hour. Cramming for an exam is the most ineffective way to learn. To transfer knowledge into long-term memory, you need to review it at specific and ever-increasing intervals. For example, review after an hour, then the next day, then after 3 days, then after a week, and so on. Imagine you're beating a path through a forest. The first time, the trail is barely visible. If you walk it again tomorrow, it will become clearer. After a week, it will be a noticeable path. Each repetition strengthens the neural pathway in your brain, making it permanent. There are special apps like Anki that automatically create a schedule for spaced repetition. Part 3. The environment. Tuning the operating system. Finally, for everything to work like clockwork, you need to create the right environment for your brain. Enemy number 1, stress. Chronic stress is the ultimate memory killer. When you are constantly nervous, your body produces a hormone cortisol. In small doses, it's useful, but in excess, it's toxic to your hippocampus. Cortisol is like an acid that slowly corrodes your memory filing cabinet. Meditation, mindfulness, and walks in nature are not just ways to relax, but they are scientifically proven methods to reduce cortisol levels and protect your brain. The fuel, novelty, and focus. The brain loves everything new. When you encounter something unfamiliar, learning a new language, mastering a musical instrument, taking a new route, the brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that not only provides pleasure, but also acts as a save button for memories. Learning new things is the best workout for the mind, creating a cognitive reserve that protects you from age-related changes. And, finally, focus. Multitasking is a myth. Our brain cannot do two things at once. It switches very quickly between tasks, losing concentration and energy in the process. Trying to remember something while checking your phone and listening to music is like trying to take a clear photograph in a room with a strobe light. You'll get a blurry mess. To create a strong, clear memory, the brain needs your full concentration for at least a few seconds. So, as you can see, our memory is not a given, but a result of our actions. By taking care of your body, using the right memorization techniques, and creating a favorable environment for your brain, you can significantly improve your memory at any age. Your brain is not an aging computer, but rather a garden. And it's up to you whether it will be overgrown with weeds or flourishing and fruitful. Did you enjoy this journey into the world of your brain's capabilities? Then support us with a like and subscribe to the What If channel so you don't miss new useful scenarios. See you soon.